Hey guys, this is a VR to Forest Prepper's Christmas giveaway. He wants to know what our favorite time of the year is. I noticed that a lot of guys by now have said Christmas, especially guys with kids. And definitely having a kid has brought some of the Christmas magic back, but it's not really the top of the heap for me, just because there's a lot of driving involved for us. We got family in Oka, family in Point Claire, and we live in Montreal, so starting Christmas Eve, drive, spend overnight, get up, do gifts, have breakfast, jump in the car, drive out, to the other families. So my favorite time of the year is fall. Especially once the colors go boom. Late fall, it gets a little gray, a little dreary. For that transition over to winter, it can be a little hard, but man, in fall there's a snap in the air. The world is really changing. I like the transitional seasons best. I like summer for sitting on a terrace with a drink, or just being in the woods and just enjoying the greenery and everything. And I like winter for other reasons. I'm not much into snow sports, but I like to snowshoe. I like a mild winter day, when there's snow everywhere, but it's not, the cold isn't drawing blood yet the way it can around here, especially around January, February. I like spring too, because especially like when you just get the beautiful light green of new growth. It's the transitional ones that I like best, though. Those are the ones where the cycle of the year is at its strongest for me. You can feel the change. I guess I feel more alive during the transitional times. I sort of see the world as, I guess, breathing in seasonal time, like the way we breathe, several times a minute. I see the world as the seasonal cycle as the world breathing. That may not be the best way of describing it, but that's kind of the way I see it. I'm a little bit of a Gaia guy. I see the world as a huge organism made up of other little organisms. And so I really see things along those lines. I try not to bore anyone with it too much and get all political, especially on camera, but yeah. And I try to live more according to the seasons than we tend to with air conditioning, cars. You can buy apples any time of the year. You can buy mangoes any time of the year. I try to sort of, as much as I can, live seasonally, or at least be aware of the season outside, So I guess I like all the times, but fall, it's, Halloween is great because, you take the kid out and everything. But Halloween is also, if you look back far enough, it's the Day of the Dead. It's the New Year for certain pagan belief systems, and I kind of like that aspect as well. I like to think a lot about what people a long time ago, I guess how they lived, the cycles that they had to follow. There was a BBC series that I can't remember the name of right now, but I loved. They basically got a medieval farm and put 5 specialists on this farm, like PhDs of medieval European life, and had them live that way for a year. And I'd be begging for mercy the second week, but it was amazing to see how this came together. I will find the name of it and put it in the show notes, because it's really worth watching if you're in any way interested in, well, to a certain extent, bushcraft, because they didn't call it bushcraft, but everything you did, was in relation to, what's growing outside, or, the season or whatever, And I think it's a shame that we've lost this. But I'm getting really off track here. Forest Prepper, my favorite time of the year is fall, especially the time when the colors have gone boom and the air is starting to crisp up. I hope this is good enough. Thanks for watching, guys.